Hi, I'm Kathryn. This is a section of floor flow from one of my YoQi classes at Pulse Fitness. We begin by rising through the head, feeling the spine lift from the pelvis. Closing eyes can be helpful as we begin with breath. Each exhale, we feel breath sweep mind like a broom, removing any thoughts that have arisen. We bask in the feeling of a still mind. This brings to the forefront of our awareness the feeling of breath, which is our first experience of vinyasa. Vinyasa is a dialogue of opposites based on harmony and balance that creates ongoingness or flow. We experience that as each inhale, springboarding each exhale, and that becomes continuous. We'll continue with the mudra based on the 5-element theory from qigong. As we transition from the water element of winter to the wood element of spring, we flow harmonically with that change. So the mudra is that we brush off the past, create a pathway for the future, and we welcome it through the chakra of the third eye. The third eye chakra is associated with higher vision and wisdom. So it's a filter or a portal. Everything that we invite in will serve our highest purpose. And pausing. Continue with spinal warm-up. Let's rise through the head lengthening. Feel the elbow reach back 3 times, expanding the heart center. And then fold the head and pause. Releasing, we look first towards the sky, then towards the earth, and now forward. Beginning again. Feeling the shoulder blades knit together and release. The tailbone anchors the head, leads the spine into a back spinal arc and a forward spinal arc, and we pause here. Each exhale we relax, allow the weight of the head to draw the spine deeper. The head reaches low and forward, extending the spine, and we hinge up to begin again. Inhaling as we back arc. Exhaling as we front arc. Let's shift the head towards one leg. Rise and revolve away from that leg in a seated twist. Turning just the head, scan the horizon, seeing everything along the way, until you arrive at a boundary. And then retrace that scan. Let's dive the head towards the leg again. Press down through the tailbone, stack the vertebra rolling up, and face forward. Back arc to front. Pausing forward. Shifting the head towards the other leg. Rising, revolving away from that leg, looking into our back space. And then counter-rotating the head and neck with a non-attached vision. We see everything, but hone in on nothing. And dive across. Root down through the tailbone, stack the vertebra rolling up, and face forward. Continuing, let's lengthen, reach our arms and legs forward, and then take it down on our backs. When we arrive there, as my hands are doing, circle each knee, stirring the hip socket. Practicing presence, we feel every point along the spatial path as the knee carves. Being there and only there. Reversing directions. And then planting the feet, preparing for bridge pose. The sits bones anchor kneeward. The buttocks and abdominals remain relaxed as we shift the pelvis forward. It can be a little bit or more. When we forward pelvic shift, we're engaging pelvic floor muscles called the lower bandha in yoga. Now you can remain here, or more advanced, grounding through the foot, shift the weight over it, freeing this leg. We retreat through the left pelvis and thread the leg under. The outside of the lower body is facing the ground, and then we advance that same ASIS bone, but add a leg extension. We arc the leg down, and we fold the knee in. So we're counter-rotating our pelvis into our back space, returning to and stabilizing neutral as we arc down and fold in. And one more time. And then returning to a two-footed bridge with hands under the body. We release on top of the arms and extend the legs. Fish pose. The spine between the shoulder blade advances. It can be a smidgen or quite a lot. And we release fish pose. Take our hands out from under the body, leading with the little finger and the little toe, twirl compression from the wrist and ankle, and turn the head to the one side, rotating the neck. Through center to the other side. And back to neutral. Beginning again, let's ground the feet, advance the tailbone, return to bridge pose. Sits bones anchoring kneeward, remaining here, level 1, or grounding the foot to support the shift of the weight onto it, freeing this leg. The top front hip bone retreats as we thread the leg. We advance that ASIS bone, arc down, and fold in. And return to two-footed bridge. Again, hands under the body, releasing on them and extending the legs. Floating the heart center, fish pose. And releasing. Now we're going to use the thoracic spine hyperextension of fish pose for a level change from lying to sitting. Rising fish pose. We begin with arms alongside the body. Like taking off a shirt, the arms cross the midline, rising to overhead. They arc side to shoulder level, and we flip the palm of the hand to face the ground. For success, you need to look straight up and not look at me as we advance the heart center, pressing the hands into the ground, rising through fish pose to sitting, where we then rise through the head, lengthening the spine before dropping into forward fold. With each exhale, softening, drifting deeper. Palms pressed together, we reach low, forward, and up. And we begin a dynamic twist with the hands running along the inside of the other arm to the heart center as we look over each shoulder. We inhale one direction and exhale the other. Three more. And then reaching the arms forward in counterweight, we begin with pelvic tilt. The tailbone advances, the navel retreats, and we successively imprint the vertebra, decelerating a roll down to begin again. Inhaling, the arms cross the midline, rising. Exhale, they arc side and down. Flipping the hand, inhale. Pressing the hand earthward as the heart center rises skyward. Lengthening further before dropping in. Palms press, we reach low, forward, and up, and begin twisting. As you approach your boundary on each side, soften. Feel the boundary blur and your range increase. And we'll do 3 more. And then reaching forward, pelvic tilt imprint rolling down, this time drawing one knee chestward. The forefoot carves a circle. We picture the circle in our mind's eye, not cutting corners, activating the foot and ankle. Reversing directions. And now we spoke the arm side with the palm facing up. Bring the knee across the body, letting the back of the pelvis leave the ground. This elbow softens to drape earthward and counterweight. And then more advanced, reach the heel, extending the knee. We're in fallen, revolved triangle pose. Upper lower body counter rotation. Now, arcing the leg down, we fold the knee, and the knee carves a loop towards the body, returning down and around. The ASIS bone co-initiates in a parallel path to ensure trunk-limb integration. We'll be inhaling and exhaling. Mobilizing the hip, counter-rotating the pelvis. And then, with the other body half anchoring, we reach the leg knee-high side or entire leg in bird of paradise. Both legs match one another in a straddle. And heels reach straight up from their respective sits bones in parallel pose. Let's release and return to bridge. Hands under the body. Releasing, moving to fish pose. And releasing, hands alongside the body, rising fish pose. Inhale, arms cross the midline, rising. Exhale, arch side and down. Palm of the hand faces down. We rise through fish pose. Rise again before folding forward. Palms pressed, reaching low, forward and up, beginning twisting. 3 more. Arms reaching forward, rolling down, and this time folding the other knee chestward, carving circles with that foot. The 3 little toes fan out like a flipper or a fin to carve the outside half, and the 2 big toes carve the inside half. Feel that shift the muscular activation between inner and outer foot and ankle, creating a balanced practice. Reversing. And then we spoke the arm side, look towards it, bring the leg across, and reach the heel. Feel your skull revolving one direction, your rib cage neutral, your pelvis revolving the opposite direction. Now arcing the leg down, folding the knee, and carving loops. We inhale, initiate the main action, making it happen. As importantly, we exhale, relax, and ride the flow of the momentum, letting it happen. So we have a balanced exertion, recuperation rhythm, an organic, self-sustaining rhythm. Called in yoga, effort and surrender. And then reaching the legs side high, fallen bird of paradise pose. And straddle. Parallel. And bridge. Fish pose. And releasing. Returning to rising fish pose with another variation. In the next variation, start very gradually in your range of motion. Listen to your body and only increase the range to what's appropriate for you. Head and hands reach low, forward and up. We roll down and gradually reach the tailbone towards the head, roll out and extend the legs, heel the width of the sits bone. Continue the tailward reach towards the head and rolling out. You may find the tailward reach takes you all the way to plow pose, but don't force that. So we're alternating towards or into plow pose with a back line stick pose. Let your natural pacing and rhythm unfold. We'll do 3 more. And on the last one, roll up to sitting in boat pose. Now, you can modify boat pose putting hands and feet on the ground, or you can be in an intermediate boat pose. A more advanced option is push down through the tailbone to extend boat pose. Feel your head leading your spine back high, counterbalanced by limbs and vision forward high. And when you like, dive the head forward coming out. Reaching low, forward and up. So that's a segment of floor flow from our YoQi classes at Pulse Fitness. If you'd like to see more, subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with your friends. Thank you.